What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to have a pretty laid back sort of commentary where I just want to talk about my initial thoughts of Black Ops 3 so far, and keeping in mind at the time that I recorded this, this is just when I hit level 55. So this is after 1 prestige, which I can't believe I already grinded out. This is actually being recorded on Saturday. You'll probably won't see this until probably Monday, but this is my initial impressions after 1 prestige and like 3 days of playing the game, because I did get the game a little bit early. So, let's just start it off with the pros, then we'll get into some of the issues and complaints that I have with this game. Overall, I'm extremely excited for this game. It's going to be a great year of Call of Duty, and I'm loving this game. Absolutely loving it. And one thing that I really like is there aren't really any huge glaring issues or complaints that I have at this point. There's nothing that really stands out like, if they fix this, this will be an amazing game. It's more so, this is an amazing game, and there's a few little minor tweaks that they can make to make it even better. And I do realize as I'm going through this commentary, I'm still in the honeymoon phase. This is still the exciting time. It's a brand new game. We're still learning everything. And some issues are bound to arise as the weeks and months go on. So I am fully aware that it is the honeymoon phase, and I am a little bit biased here simply because of that. So let's get into the pros. The big pro for me is the traditional style of Call of Duty has returned. So map control is a thing right now. Feeling in control of your surroundings is a thing again. Like, I can go on a map and I feel comfortable with what's around me. I know where my teammates are. I know generally where my enemies can be. And usually there's not enemies just like popping out of your butt or popping out of your teammates' butts, it seems like, which happened a lot in Advanced Warfare. So I really like that traditional style. I can move around the map in more of a methodical fashion. No, it's not that I'm a camper or anything. It's just more so I can control what's going on around me. If I don't like a situation, I can get out of that situation. I can get to great pieces of cover. There's power positions, but then again, there's also great counters to the power positions, and it's very predictable. There's so many things that are returning to this game that we didn't really see with Advanced Warfare, and I'm really enjoying this traditional style. Next up, the maps. The maps are amazing. I really love the maps so far. They're all balanced quite well from what I can tell so far for almost every game mode, and I've been playing a ton of game modes in this game so far. There's very few maps in the game that I would say I dislike. One of the maps I'm really starting to dislike is, what's it called? Stronghold. The reason I don't like Stronghold that much is it's head glitch city, basically. And I know there's lots of head glitches all over the maps, but Stronghold is especially bad. It's too easy to kind of get locked in that map and not be able to move around the map. There isn't as much flow, I find. It's basically just head glitches fighting other head glitches for control. And that's one thing that's a little bit wearing on me, but aside from that, I'm really enjoying all of the other maps. I'm starting to figure them out. They're all kind of a 3-lane design, but they all play differently as well, which is awesome. One thing that I kind of didn't like about Black Ops 2, I loved Black Ops 2's maps, but it kind of wore on me because they all pretty much played identical, or for the most part they played exactly the same. Whereas this game, I feel like they've changed up the routes and everything enough that we still have a 3-lane design on every map, but it plays differently for every map, and I'm really enjoying that about the map balance. Moving on to gun balance. Oh my god, gun balance is the best it's been at launch for a Call of Duty title, in my opinion. Sure, there might be some minor tweaks that will definitely be made down the road, but right now, there is no one gun that stands out as, like, the gun. Like, this is the best gun in the game. Like, in Advanced Warfare, it was the BAL and the ASM-1. Those were the 2 #1 guns in the game, and everybody knew it. Like, so many times you get those deaths where it was like, okay, yeah, he killed me just because he had a BAL. In this game, I haven't really had any of those deaths where it's like, wow, the only reason he killed me in that situation is because he had this gun, and he's using like the most overpowered gun in the game. Every gun is viable in this game. Every single primary weapon is very viable and very good. Sure, there are a couple guns that stand out as kind of the best in class or the most versatile in class, but every gun has its niche, aside from maybe the Weevil. I still haven't figured out the Weevil's niche, aside from the fact that it has a large magazine. But every other gun, if you play to the strengths of that gun, you will be very successful with it, and I really enjoy that about gun balance. Like I said, I feel this is the best gun balance we've seen in a Call of Duty title at launch. Next up, there's no skill-based matchmaking, at least as far as I can tell, and they did say that there isn't going to be skill-based matchmaking. It's simply skill-based team balancing. So the lobbies are random, but the teams are balanced based on skill. And I'm really noticing this, and I'm really loving this. One thing I love about this is I'm standing out. I feel as though I've spent many, many years honing my skills. I work hard to become really good at Call of Duty, and I'm actually seeing the results of that because there's no skill-based matchmaking. Because I'm playing with, on average people. Like, there's a bell curve. So sometimes I'm playing against good people, sometimes I'm playing against bad people. But on average, most games, there's a bunch of average people in the lobby. And therefore, I'm able to shine, and I'm able to kind of stand out and lead every lobby and do extremely well right from the get-go with this game. So the lack of skill-based matchmaking, for me, is a good thing because I feel as though I'm being rewarded for the skills that I've developed. Next, we have the game modes. I'm finding that I can play any game mode in this game, and I'm enjoying myself with every single game mode. I love playing Team Deathmatch in this game for some reason, which I don't usually like that much. Then again, I love playing Safeguard, I love playing Uplink, I love playing Domination. Every game mode in this, even Search and Destroy actually. I've been away from Search and Destroy for a couple years now. I didn't enjoy it in Ghosts, and I didn't really enjoy it in Advanced Warfare. I'm coming back to Search and Destroy, and I'm really liking it so far in Black Ops 3. So it's something I'm going to be playing throughout the year, like on the side for a change of pace, and I love that. Whereas like in Advanced Warfare, I felt really stuck in Domination. It was like, that's the only game mode where you can consistently get streaks, and that was just the best balanced spawns as well was in Domination, or easiest to predict spawns was in Domination, and any other game mode it was really difficult to predict any kind of movement. In this game, I feel like I'm at home in any game mode, and I really enjoy that. There's going to be tons of variety this year in the game modes that I play. The next thing that I really like is the movement system. I love the addition of the wall running and the water and the slide and everything. I know the slide's kind of returning, it's not really an addition. But still, I like the new movement mechanics because it doesn't change the flow of the map too much, but it provides you with that extra layer of complexity and a few extra options in the map. So it's just one extra thing that you can think about without completely ruining the flow and changing how the game plays. I really enjoyed myself going for those like underwater flank routes and having those underwater gun battles, and then like popping up from underwater and shooting a guy in the back that had no idea that I was in the water. I find that to be really fun. Also, chaining your wall runs together to get around the map really quickly. It takes a lot of skill to do that in a lot of cases. Like, it's very difficult to hit some of those wall runs, and I really like that. It's a skilled thing that pays off. Like, if you have the skill, you're rewarded for it because you can do some crazy things and get on your enemy's flank or get around the map very quickly. So I love the movement system in this game. Now the final pro that I'm going to mention here, there's a lot of little things that I was going to add, but I'm just kind of doing this off the top of my head. I did jot down a few notes, but that's pretty much it. This is a pretty laid back thing, like I said. The connections for me have been great, for the most part. There's been a few bad games where you can tell there's like some clear lag compensation issues, or like the enemies just have a clear advantage over you. But for me, it's been quite rare. I know a lot of people have been having a lot of issues, so I'm only speaking from my personal experience. I have heard a lot of complaints with people saying they just can't get a kill in this game no matter what, even when they shoot first and they're on target and everything. And I feel for those guys, I really do, but I can only really speak from my experience, and my experience has been great overall for connections and hit detection. Now let's move on to some of my issues or complaints that I have with the game. And like I said at the beginning as well, these are relatively minor, and I still feel like without changing any of these things, the game is still going to be an awesome game and I'm still going to enjoy myself. But I do feel a lot of these things will end up getting changed. So first off, I feel awareness is just a little bit too powerful in this game. And this is coming from somebody that has been using awareness a lot. You'll see in pretty much every gameplay so far, I'll be using awareness. And it's been working out for me very well, but I feel like it's just a little bit on the powerful side. It's almost at the the Ghost Amplify level, which I just feel is a little too much. It's something that you can actually rely on to track enemies, and I don't feel like footsteps should be something that you should be able to rely on to comfortably protect yourself and predict enemy flow and hear every single enemy around you. I think it should be more something where sometimes it helps you out in some great situations, like if somebody's flanking you, you might get that just little bit of an indicator like, oh crap, somebody's behind me, so you have that little bit of time to turn around. But I'm finding I can prepare for most of my gunfights, like almost every single gunfight, I'm ready for before I even see the enemy because I can hear him coming. So I can just aim down sight, and I know he's going to run right into my sights, and then I just pull the trigger. And it's making for too many easy kills, I find, that feel a little bit on the unfair side. So I feel like awareness just needs a little bit of a nerf. But then again, a lot of people don't have Dead Silence unlocked yet. Maybe once that gets unlocked and people start using it, it'll make awareness that much less of an awesome looking perk to choose. So we'll see how things go with this, but I still think it needs a slight nerf. Next, the specialists. Now, it's the honeymoon phase right now, and the specialists are fun and everything. And I'm not really having too much of an issue with them at the moment. Like, when I get killed by somebody's Annihilator or Tempest or War Machine or whatever, I'm usually just like, okay, yeah, I can move on. He got his kill with his specialist, whatever, no big deal, I'll move on. But I really feel like this is going to start to wear down on me as well as a lot of the community as the months go on. I feel like people are just going to get annoyed and frustrated with the specialists, especially once they become less of a novelty, because like right now it's something brand new and everyone gets to try it out and it's like so cool going on those Tempest streaks and everything. But down the road it's going to be just another thing in the game, and I feel like it's going to get kind of annoying and kind of just be a thorn in my side. I still would prefer the game without specialists, but obviously that's not going to change. This is like an integral part of the game. It's going to be there, we're going to have to live with it, but I'm still not 100% happy with the specialist being in the game. Another thing that may sound really minor, but it was something that I was really looking forward to that they had in Black Ops 3, or Black Ops 2, sorry, and I was sure they were going to bring it back. I was very confident. I was really hoping they'd bring it back, and that is the lobby leaderboard and public combat record. Now, the public combat record, like being able to see other people's combat record, that one I didn't really care about too much. It was more so the lobby leaderboard. I loved seeing generally what I was up against before a game started. It basically allowed me to prepare for that match a little bit better so I could change up my streaks if I needed to. Like if I saw a bunch of players that had like 500 plus score per minute, I'd be like, oh crap, I gotta put some lower streaks on. And I'm going to use my tryhard class because these guys are really good, and if I don't do this, I'm going to get stomped on. Or if I saw a bunch of like really low score per minute players, I could be like, alright, let's try and go knife only or something. Do some weird challenge. These guys probably aren't going to put up a huge fight. I kind of knew what I was getting into before I got into the lobby, which I really enjoyed. And part of it is kind of an ego-driven thing as well. I would be lying if I said it wasn't an ego-driven thing. I enjoy comparing myself to others, my stats to others. I enjoy working hard to increase my score per minute. I loved that in Black Ops 2. That was one of my focuses in Black Ops 2, and it kept me coming back for more and trying to push myself to do even better and better, was to push my score per minute as high as possible. And then I liked comparing myself with other people in the lobby. Give me a break. Like, I'm only human. I do have an ego, you know? And I did like comparing myself and seeing, like, most of the time I was #1 in the lobby for score per minute. But then when I did run against a guy that had a higher score per minute than me, it was like, sweet, like, respect, dude. I can't wait to play against you and see how well we can play against each other and everything. And it was enjoyable to do that. It kind of felt like a battle of the titans whenever that happened. And that feeling is kind of gone now because you don't know. You don't know how good the other guys are. Sure, you kind of find out as you play against them, but you don't know beforehand, and you can't really have that comparison. And I know a lot of people are happy about this. They don't want people seeing their stats and everything. I can kind of understand that, but my personal opinion is I feel there should be lobby leaderboards. So the next kind of issue that I have, it's something that I feel like is going to fix itself, and I feel like it possibly could be an Xbox thing, so we'll see what happens when the new UI launches for the Xbox One. The party system has been pretty sketchy for me, so people are constantly disconnecting from the party. I've got an open NAT type. A lot of the times I won't even be able to send an invite to people. Like, the option to send an invite will just be grayed out for no reason whatsoever. But if I quit the application and then go back into Black Ops 3, I can suddenly send invites to everybody. So, just a relatively minor complaint that I have. And I think it will end up getting worked out. It might just be that there's a lot of pressure on the servers right now. But definitely an issue that I've been having. Kind of on a related note is losing connection to the servers. This has happened quite a few times. And again, it's probably just because it's that high traffic time. Everybody's trying to play right now because everyone's excited about the game. And there's a lot of strain on the servers. So there's been lots of times where as soon as I finish a game, it just says like, you've lost connection to the Xbox Live servers. And then I have to like reconnect to the servers and get back in. And it's really frustrating, especially if you're in a party, because then you have to re-invite everybody, and it's just kind of annoying. Now, like I said, I think this is just going to work itself out over time as less and less people play and as they make a few tweaks to the servers and things to get things running smoothly. But it definitely is something that I'm noticing as a con. And the final con that I could think of for this video is something that we've seen before, but it's usually quite rare, and it hasn't been super rare for me in this game, which I'm a little upset by, and that is having more than 6 players on the enemy team when we're playing a 6v6 game mode. I've run into this, I think within my 1 prestige, I've probably run into this about 7 or 8 games, which is a lot. Now, I can deal with running into this every now and then, this weird glitch where they have 7 players, we have 4 players or something like that. But that 7 or 8 times, or however many I've run into so far, that's a lot, and that means this definitely does need to be looked at and fixed. I'm pretty confident Treyarch will figure out what's going on here and fix it. We've seen this issue before. I'm kind of surprised to see it return, but I'm pretty sure they know how to handle it. Other than that, I'm very happy with the game, and there's no real glaring issues that are coming to the top of my head aside from all those ones, and those ones aren't even that bad. Those are all relatively minor, which I think is awesome to see. So I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. How have things been for you? What are the pros and cons so far for you? How have the connections been for you? Because I know a lot of people are complaining about connections, but there's also a lot of people that aren't just going on and saying, yeah, connections are great. So you're bound to get more people complaining when there's an issue rather than people praising it when it's good for them. So I'm interested to see how many of you are having good connections or bad connections, or what you guys think of that so far. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.